And golf has become just a huge business for the pros, the sponsors, TV networks, but can the game of golf improve your business? Author Forrest Breyfogle believes so, and he's written Wisdom on the Green, Smarter Six Sigma Business Solutions. He and three other partners in this, it was a foursome writing this, as a matter of fact. It's good to have you here.
Nice to see you.
Nice to be here.
The point being apparently to give this to CEOs and executives wherever to assist them along the way in straightening out their business portfolio and their business in general. Tell us a little bit about the metaphor that you're using here in telling the story of the foursome out there playing golf and facing up to this Six Sigma.
Well, basically we use golf for two reasons. One of them, we wanted to create an environment where executives could talk candidly. They could talk about the trials and tribulations they had within their business. And they could also talk about what they're trying to do to improve their business. And secondly, we wanted to make it fun and build an analogy on golf is basically a process too on how you play the game.
All right, Six Sigma is something that a lot of people are not familiar with and is the base around which we work here.
Exactly. Motorola invented Six Sigma in the mid-'80s. And GE took it to new heights when they really aligned the work that these experts did, which we call those experts Six Sigma black belts, and to the needs of the business. So they worked on projects that were really aligned to the needs of business. And now what we're doing at Smarter Solutions is taking it to new heights, where we're creating an environment where we can track the business as a process instead of just worrying about what happens next quarter and try to move the numbers around to make them look good. We're looking at tracking the business as a process. And then it pulls for the creation of projects that are aligned to the needs of the business. I think there's some of the companies that we're pretty familiar with right now could have done some things a little differently if they'd used this strategy.
It sounds, though, with these Six Sigma black belts, as you call them, that almost outsiders have to come in to give you an objective viewpoint of what's going on, whether it's a small company or mid-size or a large corporation, of what's going on so you can assess your needs.
Exactly, and I think that that's really one important piece of that, is that you need to pick somebody that you can work with from the outside that really is keen to your needs. Because we want to work with companies so they better listen to the customer and also they meet their bottom line benefits.
All right, one of the executives that you point to as utilizing this technique was Jack Welch of GE, of course. Now, where had he come across this and what turned him onto this concept for the company?
Well, it was really from Larry Bossidy. From Allied Signal. He was heading Allied Signal, and who had actually worked at GE. And he's the one that actually got him into it. And so he used it as one of the major initiatives that he was going to use to align to the needs of the business.
All right, bring it down to layman's terms. What does this do?
Well, basically, I look at everything we do as an IPO. That's an input, process, and output. No matter if we're getting ready to go to work, it's a process on how we do it, and we've got an output that we arrive in a timely fashion. Now, we've got inputs to our process. Now, that means did we leave in a timely fashion so we beat the traffic? And we want to, within Six Sigma, identify those inputs and then control them. Or we might have to even change the process, our route. So business is the same thing. We've got inputs to our process that drives the outputs, where the outputs is customer satisfaction, and it's also the bottom line for the company. Exactly. And you have to work them together. And so you've gone into stores where they didn't really cater to you very well and meet your needs. Well, you need to do that to reach the bottom line. And that's what we do at Smarter Solutions, that we also talk about in Wisdom on the Green, and how you do that. And we've got other books that get into more of the details of how you do it. What we're really trying to do is go into companies to teach them to fish as opposed to give them fish, which like a lot of consulting companies do.
But everybody on board has to have a really clear vision of what you're working toward, don't they?
Exactly. And that's one of the important pieces of it. You need to have part of this Six Sigma, and we call it S4, Smarter Six Sigma Solutions effort. You need to have everybody march to the drums, you know, that you have the same beat. And so you're going to have some things as change management. And one of the things I think that's really important that we're doing different as Smarter Solutions is we're tracking the overall business as a process. And instead of really driving it to the end quarterly numbers. We're really trying to go in and look at what we should do fundamentally different to better achieve the number. It can help you with your strategic plan, and then we've got 30,000-foot level metrics that are really more at the operational level. And then that gives somebody in each one of the areas something they can work on. Also, it bridges across the silos within companies, because what's right for one piece of the business is not necessarily right for something else, and that's what we talk about in our book.
Smarter Six Sigma Business Solutions. Wisdom on the Green is the name of the book that Forrest Breyfogle and company have written. You might want to grab that for your CEO. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, Forrest.